Cool. Hey, Gareth, how are you doing? All right?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good, 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 good. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I think people that don't know Gareth, I'm sure that everyone knows Gareth actually. Gareth is the chair of our partner organisation, Moortown West Community Association, on the other side of King Lane. You may have seen Gareth dressed as the holiday armadillo. What have we
Yes.
got? Widow
Uncle
Twanky?
Fester. We did Uncle Fester. Widow
Yeah,
Twanky
that's it.
in the
So
pantomime.
that's it. Dressed up. There's a theme here, Gareth. There's a theme. So yeah. Oh my word. Yeah.
Only on a weekend.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, again, thank you so much for doing this. I just thought it'd be really nice for people to get to know you and get to know what you do and a little bit about you. So yeah, we'll go for it. So what did you want to be when you grew up?
I had a real interest. It's a really good question, is that, because I had a real interest in foreign languages from a young age. So I wanted to be a translator.
Wow.
Really, really weird as a young kid, year 7, year 8, just go to high school. These foreign languages get introduced. I know they get introduced earlier now, but many moons ago when we were young, it got brought in the secondary school and high school, and I really enjoyed like the foreign languages. So I wanted to be a translator. A bit further on high school, I wanted to be a teacher. The problem was when it came to year 11 and moving on to college, I was a bit lazy and didn't get into college, and ended up going to do a sports science national diploma. I got employed after 18 months into the leisure services. So I was 17 and a half and working a lot of hours and didn't get any qualifications out of it, which is my own fault because I didn't get coursework done. So from the teaching side of it, I then flipped it on its head and became a swim teacher. And I love the teaching element of it. I love involving kids and trying my own methods rather than following rule books. I'm a real good one for rule books. And they go out of the window and I'll do it my way. And even coming now to doing the homeschooling, I'm loving the homeschooling because I'm getting to do the bit of teaching.
Are you really?
I've always wanted to do it. Don't get me wrong, it pushes me. It pushes me to my limits, and why the kids need to know some of this stuff, I really don't know. But I teach them my way. And it's something that I've always done from swim teaching to everything I do at work and life now. I like to do it my way, and it works for me.
Yeah.
So the teaching kind of went off. The funny thing was, I actually passed French and German at GCSE, but failed English. So go figure that one. So yeah, I actually got better grades in French and German, did dual language, but failed English.
Good Lord. Translator. I would never, honestly, I was thinking he's going to say police officer or fireman or something.
No.
Really?
I think at 19, I applied for the police. At 21, I'd just broken my arm, applied for the fire service, and I should have got in at the fire service. But because I'd just broken my arm playing rugby, I didn't get through the medical. Although I was still playing full contact rugby, they said, no, you're going to fail your medical on that.
Wow.
How life could have been different.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that so weird? You'd never have had you down as that.
No.
So you're a now.
I gave up the languages, and I kind of got out of GCSE. That was enough for me, and went into the teaching head.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Thinking back to sort of college and everything. It's so weird now. We were just talking, I know we've talked about it before.
Yeah, yeah.
The impact that the current circumstances will be having on our year 11s. And your work as a PCSO, like, have you seen the impact that it's had on these year 10s, year 11s, do you think?
Not so much yet. Lockdown's been tough. And I know for kids, they're more resilient than the adults. And they are just starting to get to the board point. I know they got out of lockdown sometime last year. Through work, we saw a little rise in the antisocial behaviour where the kids were coming out, starting to gather in groups. it's been the easiest time to police because the rules are set out. But now we're just starting to see it creep back in where we are. People still need to remember we're in full lockdown. We are still in a lockdown situation.
Yeah.
We've just been to Round Day this morning, and kids are socialising with their friends, with their parents.
So hard though, isn't it?
It is so hard. It really is. It really is hard. But we're not going to see the effect, I don't think, until we come fully out of it. As to how many kids aren't in the secondary education coming out of year 11, what are they going to do? 16-year-olds, have they got college places? Probably not, because the colleges don't know what they're doing. Either that or they're going to cope with the ones from last year, the 2020 leavers, because they still won't have places at college, or they'll be at college. But what's college now? Everything's done over Zoom, and are they going into lessons? Probably not. So there's going to be a massive lack of places, but they need to do the courses because you're going to compete with people who are out of work.
That's it. That is it. It's mad.
So you've got 16-year-olds that are going to be competing for the same jobs, 18-year-olds competing for the same jobs, that someone who's been in work for 30 years is going to need a job. So 30 years experience compared to an 18-year-old with no experience.
Just terrifying, super terrifying. I mean, I know we talk a lot, all of us actually talked a lot about the negative side of lockdown and pandemic and this really weird, surreal situation that none of us over a year ago thought would ever happen. What do you think have been any positives though?
I think the community side of it. I think that people are looking out for each other a lot more. I think people care about each other a bit more. And obviously the work that we've done and yourselves have done, the local charities have really stood out. And obviously when you've got the councillor like we've got who wants to be the forefront of everything that's being done, we can jump on the back of everything he's done. He can jump on the back of everything we've done, and it all works.
You've done some amazing things during the last year. I mean, I think the things that will stick out probably to most people would be Christmas, would be the absolutely insane day that you guys tell me a little bit about
really
how
was.
that came about.
So we've been involved with Christmas productions and always having Christmas parties for the kids. It's always been about the kids. Christmas is a massive one for our organisation for the kids at Christmas. This year we knew it was going to be different. We still wanted to give the kids a Christmas party, but we had to take it to them. It's conversations we have behind the scenes with our volunteers and how can we do this and how can we do that. And we had the conversation of, can we get a sleigh to go around all Woodley? And how do you do it? And some nutter had an idea to put a sleigh on the back of a flatbed truck and ride it 20 odd miles round all Woodley. And we had no idea what we would be met with.
On a freezing cold day. Cold day.
We had no idea. We thought when we looked at the weather and we've got this thing going round all Woodley and we've set the map out and yeah, it's 20 odd miles, but we won't see kids for miles, so we can jump on the back. We can get in the support vehicle, keep warm. And as soon as we set off, I must have run the marathon because it was just short of 20 miles, just over 20 miles. And to run it, giving gifts to kids, to see kids' faces, to hear the music coming down the street with Santa waving, and halfway around the heavens open and you went, oh my God, I was squeezing the armadillo's nose with rain coming off it.
Oh, that's a holiday armadillo, weren't you?
Yeah, holiday armadillo. So it squeezed the nose, it's dropping down over my face. You turn a corner and there's a load of people there going, "Hey!" And it just lifts you again and you go again. And honestly, it is the funniest, most wackiest thing
amazing
we've ever
all
thought of.
Yeah.
And the volunteers that put themselves out, and it even goes to Kieran who volunteered his truck. he went and picked it up that morning. We were there the day before, and he just donated that, and he helped set it up, and because he transported it from where he works, and I could give him a nice plug on the area, but it was one of them days that you'll never forget. And the
I think
volunteers,
no one will forget, actually. I think
the only problem is, how do we better it? How do you get better next year? Whether we're in lockdown or not, we've got to better that. And from the, I mean, you look at the volunteers that dressed up as elves, running round. Santa sat on the back of the sleigh, waving at every single person he could, saying Merry Christmas. Poor Santa couldn't talk next day, and probably for a couple of days later. Sure. I couldn't walk for 3 days, and the elves, I think they're sleeping for 360 odd days now.
Well, yeah, they've got to keep their energy up for the next one.
But you even the support vehicle. I mean, Chris who drove the support vehicle, and Kieran drove the main sleigh. Their legs doing clutch control for 20 miles. Even Lyndsey, when she jumped on, she did half of it, and she was feeling the strain on the hamstrings.
Crazy people.
And how do we better it next year? Anyone with any ideas of how we can better that next year, come back to us. And we even have Panda's, the Christmas Panda is joining us next year.
Oh man, shout out to the pandas. Just genius. They're just genius.
Yeah. It is. I mean, when we started last year in the pandemic and lockdown came at Easter, and we did the Easter eggs, delivering Easter eggs with the Easter Bunny, we did 450 Easter eggs. Halloween, we thought, right, we're not just going to give these away. What can we do? Here comes a pumpkin competition. Draw a pumpkin, carve a pumpkin, show me your pumpkins, you get a prize. We did over 700 sweet parcels.
Gosh.
To go to Christmas thinking, right, we've done 450, it's gone to 700. Right, let's go to 1,500 gifts.
My word.
We could have doubled that and more. With the amount of people that braved that weather to come out for Santa, we had 1,500, they'd gone. And for everyone that missed out, we couldn't be more apologetic. But we never in a million years thought that we would exceed 1,500 gifts to people lining the route.
Gosh. I mean, it was needed, man. Like, really.
It wasn't. And what's next? The thing is, what's next? We're still in lockdown. Easter's coming. What do we do? I know we've got the Easter egg hunt arranged by the two girls that are fantastic. And we're jumping on that one down at the woods. But we're going to still look at doing our Easter eggs and getting them out to the kids, because it is still needed.
It is.
And everything. Wait till it's all over and we can all get together and have this one big party.
That's it.
Because it is going to be one big festival of life.
Can't wait. I mean, like, you sort of talk a lot about, I mean, your face just changes when you talk about Moortown West things. Like, you're like, oh, really excited. Yeah. What drives you? Like, where do you get your energy from? Like, what motivates you? Because I know from sort of the small things that we've done, like, how much goes into doing these things. Yeah. And it's things people can't see. What do you wish people knew about these? Like, what about, you personally? Like, what drives you to do it?
Caffeine. A lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. Feed me with coffee and I'll work. No, I think it's because I enjoy seeing people's faces. I enjoy pleasing others and getting that reaction of doing it. It causes problems at home sometimes, and you'll know that the amount of work you can put in to pleasing others, you forget about yourself. And you do. And why do we do that? Because others might not have what you have. And to put everything, the amount of time that goes in, and you'll know yourself, Kate, that goes into planning the smallest event. The smallest little event takes so much time. But we do it because you might get 2 people there that say thank you. And that thank you makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, it does.
And whether it's the one person, whether it's the 1,500 kids that have got a present chasing after Santa, it's that giving something back.
And do you think that during the last year, I mean, I've seen it certainly, that I think more people are wanting to get involved in where they live,
Yeah.
out for each other. I mean, whether it's just neighbours looking in on each other or doing a bit of shopping, or do you think that, do you think it's made a difference?
Yeah, massive. I think it has really made a massive difference, the lockdown, that people are looking out for each other. And whether it is the new programme we've taken on with the food exchange, that we are literally saving food from going in the bin. If you want it, come and get it. We're not the food bank, but we're saving it. We're getting people come to that saying, oh, my neighbour's struggling a little bit. Can we take some for them? Take it. Because they're looking out for it. 18 months ago, would they have been looking out for them in the same way?
Who knows? But
probably not. I think people have changed. They are more accepting of other people.
Yeah.
They've got more patience with other people because it's highlighted weaknesses in people. Whether it be a financial weakness, whether it be a massive need for what we're doing. I like people at the moment because they have patience and time to listen and they want to help. And it's not all for their own benefit. Yeah.
No, it's amazing, really. I mean, you never thought, sort of, like I say, you never thought we'd be here a year ago. It's just mad. I mean, yeah. So I suppose, last question, what have you learned about yourself in the last year then?
I need to delegate a little bit more and let others take a bit of the workload. It's been nice to be at home and see the kids more and spend a bit more time with the kids and the family and Lyndsey. But it is a case of, yes, it's great what we do, but let's remember you've still got the family at home. Others want to help, and especially now, like we've just said, they will help. But I just love seeing people's faces when you get that thank you. And it is the passion behind what we do, and I know we talk a lot about it, Kate, that what you do over there and what we do over here isn't dissimilar. We all want the best for what we can bring out of people.
Yeah.
And it's a small fish that's going to grow. Yeah. Because
what do you hope for the future for Moortown West then? Like, what have you got your hopes?
The hopes are to grow and help more people, and to offer more. We offer a few groups. We give a bit back to the community. We do the big Moortown festival. We want to just engage with more people, and I think the other side of lockdown, the other side of COVID, there's going to be a lot of work having to be done around mental health. Whether it's children's mental health, whether it's adults' mental health, whether it's your own mental health, we're going to have to do a lot of work around that. And also the physical engagement and the social interaction. There's going to be a lot of that to be done because people haven't been looking after themselves as they should. People haven't been talking as much as they should to other people because you're not allowed to do because of the lockdown situation. And then obviously we've got the kids to look out for. The kids are our future, and it's written in many songs throughout the decades. Children of the future, aren't they? And they are. And I think they're the ones that are going to struggle coming out of lockdown. So let's give them something. Let's give them something to focus for.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Gareth. Honestly, like I really love. I love the work you guys do. It's always so fun. It's just always so full of energy and fun and
madness. Madness is the word.
Completely.
Organised chaos.
Thank you so much for just taking a bit of time out of your day to have a chat.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll meet up. I don't know when. I don't know how, but we will. And thank you.
It's always great to chat to you, Kate. You know it is.
Thanks a lot, Gareth.